Hello everyone, I'm Hollis. I'm come from Jiangsu Jinglong Technology Cooperation Limited, and our company is a manufacturing enterprise of all kinds of sweater knitting machine and shoe upper knitting machine, and so many products. Today, we are going to demonstrate how to resolve the regular problems that customer encounter when make production. And we will take this machine. This machine is named LXA 252SC 12 gauge as example. In order to show you the individual case more vivid, we have set many machine errors on purpose before we start. And these are common adjustments we need to do while the machine operation, and in our slow operation, we will show you the manner problem solution. First step, I will show you how to reload the program and set up knitting parameters. First step, put USB to here until screen shows reading USB, and click File Management. Click USB File Save to Storage. Click and selection M document. Our M document named 直播花型. Click this one, and close. This customer machine already have this document. We should directly click yes. Okay, and click yes save. Now click. Now we need a reset machine. This is one problem. We should cut it off, our no-use yarn storage, and reset machine. Next one, we should check density. Click page up. You can find the red value is our use value, and the blue value our no use value. We just adjustment the red value. Number 1 is waste yarn. We set 70. Number 2 we no use. Number 3 is the rib start. Number 3 is the tubular. Tubular we need set loose. We set 80. And number 4 is a rib start. Rib start need tight. We set 50. Number 5 is rib tubular. Need loose. We set 65. Number 6 is rib body. This knitting pattern use 2x1 rib. We usually set 70. And number 7 is the last row of rib. Need loose, we set 80. And number 8 is single jersey. Usually single jersey we set 90. And it depends on different yarn, different gauge, different machine. This machine I set value density is 85. Okay. Continue. We check roller speed. Roller speed. We usually set the red value set about 20 or 30 are okay. We can check the value is 20, 30, so we no modify this value. And continue, we should check top tension and adjustment the big top tension plate, and adjustment the small top tension plate to prevent the yarn plate and yarn gathering can't abnormal working. So next one, check set tension, push this button on or down, give yarn some tension, like this. Last step, we should guarantee our yarn storage is turned on. This is wrong, it's turned off, and this one is turned on. Okay, prepare working is finished. Now make the machine run product.
Hello, now we are going to show you how to resolve the problem needle miss when knitting. You can see there's defects on this fabric. Now we are making plain jersey, but there is the one needle dropped from the beginning to the end. So there are 3 technical points we need to pay attention to it. First, we need to examine the needle, if the needle is good or not. Sometimes the needle hook broke or needle head broke. This is the first point. Second point, in order to show you more clearly, we will remove the brass before demonstrate. Another point is the feeder, yarn feeder. You see, this is 12 gauge machine. Usually the position of the feeder tape always away from the knitting edge is 8 needle distance, but is clearly far away from the side. So we need to adjust the feeder. Now we push the carrier down. I use star screwdriver. Now the pressing is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9 needle is okay. Another point is the feeder tape of the hole is too high from the needle latch, so we need to turn down the feeder. The height is usually 2.2 to 3 millimeter high from the cross point, the front needle and back needle cross point. This position is right. Now the yarn can be cast easily by the front needle hook. You see, when the needle goes down, it can easily catch the yarn. Another point is we need to check the selection. Because we are doing the plain jersey, all the needles were selected, so it means selection is okay. Now we fix back the brass. Now we already fixed back the brass. Now we can see the knitting is normal. No needle miss. Another problem that we usually meet is fabric side broke. Why this problem happen? There are two reasons. The first is the yarn tension. The second is yarn packing position. How to adjust the position, I will show you in the interface. Check the side tension and top tension device. Make sure the input yarn is with appropriate tension, so that the yarn will get into needle evenly. Number two is feeder packing position. When carriers move from one side to another side, it will take the feeder to return from knitting edge at a higher speed, that the tension cannot immediately keep even as it starts. So usually the first needle loop will become loose, and then it cannot knock over the loop easily. So that's why the side fabric broke.
Now is problem 3, wrong selection. When the first time needle selection appeared wrong, in contrast to program. The first thing we need to check extruder and check it whether working properly. As the knitting picture shows, we can find some needle not working or working wrong. We can find some needle not working or working wrong. Like this, selection wrong. And there, some needle not working here. So we needed to check extruder. Click carriage test and click one. Click one. No response. Other have response. So maybe the first extruder problem. Click down this one. We can find the first extruder. This cable pin. Disconnect. Put it. Put it and make it stable. Now this problem was resolved. You see. Now problem was resolved.
There are another several reasons that I need to explain you when wrong selection happens. First, regarding the selector jack, we needed to check whether the selector jack has flexibility and bending. I will remove it first. The selector should be stable in the slot, but if it easily falls into the needle slot, sometimes the wrong selection may happen. You see, it has some bending and flexibility. When we press the selector jack, it should be remain rebounce. Another point we need to check is the spring jack. Usually when we press the spring jack, it will go inside the needle slot easily, and in the meantime press the needle jack into the slot. But sometimes if there is dust or broken pit inside the slot, it cannot go inside easily. So we need to remove the needle jack and clean up the needle slot. We need to clean. Region that we need to examine is the actuator. Example, the knitting area, for this sample, the knitting area is from this needle to that needle. But we found some actual needle in the same segment were selected. So probably we judge that this actuator works abnormally. So we need to remove the actuator and test it first. 别动。Remove the actuator and test it.
Hammer.
You see, the number 5 actuator pin is not working. There are two reasons. Probably the pin connection is not correct, and
another reason is maybe the pin it broke inside. So now we have already changed the actuator pin. We will test again. After we fix the actuator pin, there is another technical point we need to pay attention to. It is the actuator pin should be vertical with the frame. If it is oblique or in the wrong position, sometimes the wrong selection may happen. The third reason that we need to check is the zero position sensor. This is under the carriage. We can find one magnet is on the steel. When we move the carriage close to the sensor, it will be on. But when we move the carriage away from the sensoring area, the light will be off. This proves it works normally. But sometimes if the zero sensor is too far away from the magnet, it cannot be detected. So the distance usually should be 5 millimeters. The height from the top of the sensor to the magnet. Now we'll go to check the interface. To check the system, we will do the system test. Open the system test. We can now the sensor is readily detected. But when we move the carriage away, the zero signal is off. This is the this proves the sensor is working. Otherwise, we'll replace the sensor, zero sensor. Conveniently, we have prepared a cam plate in advance. Now we need to test the gap between the selector and the resetting cam. We hold the selector to move across the track to ensure it can move easily. If the space is too big, sometimes it cannot be resolved by the resetting cam. We need to loose the nut and adjust the space between the resetting cam and the plate. Now we are doing the reverse structure. What's the reverse structure? Usually the front loop will transfer to the back. After need, the loop on the back needle bed will transfer to the front side. But sometimes there's a mistake. This means when the back needle transfer to front, the front needle couldn't catch the loop successfully. Normally, when the back loop transfer front, this front needle will go through the needle hook and catch the loop and take to the front needle bed. But why this problem happens, we need to check some points. First, whether needle hook is okay. Another problem is we need to test the cam system, because now we are using the second system. You can see the front needle reaching to the very highest point. But it should not be going that high point. So there must be some cams which not working properly. So what we need to do is to test the cam systems. First, we need to test the back transfer cam. It's working. Then, because the front needle bed is doing the get action, so we need to test the get cam, whether it's working or not. Yes, it's not working. How to rule out these problems? First, we need to check the connection of the get solenoid. Yeah, this is wrong. This is the cable was a little aft. We need to put it inside the slot tightly. Now we test again. Now it's working. Another point we need to examine is whether the solenoid is burnt. But because after we test it's working, so the solenoid means solenoid is working well. So let's try again. Now you can see the get needle goes through the needle hook to get the back loop from the back needle bed. Now we already solved the problem.
Now if problem failed, if density mistake, and this one problem, the last problem, I will introduce it detailedly. Another typical problem is sometimes we can see the knitting fabric not even and smooth. Like the knitting pattern shoes, we can find it's not even and smooth. There are defects like the loop on some certain line is loose. In this case, we need to find which density model control which density line. First of all, we need to test the density sensor and the density model to see if it works or not. Green, okay. And in the process of testing, we need to observe whether the density can work normally from below the carriage. If there is density cam stuck or motor do not work, we need to change the density motor to clean up density cam or change density motor. Next, we need to check whether the density cam. Firstly, we need to clean the dust. We use hand to move the density cam. Check it whether smoothly. This one is smoothly. It's easy to move. And we can find this one is not smooth, not moving. So maybe inside have problem, maybe bearing problem. So we need to remove the density motor. You see, red color mark, don't move. 1, 2, 3, screw, don't move. Just screw, lose this screw and the back side. 1, 2 screw. Use straight screwdriver. Use straight screwdriver. Loose the screw. Turn left. Loose screw. Another screw same. And this one screw, usually we use Allen key, 3 number. Turn right. Removes the density motor and check the density cam whether got stuck and the density bearing. Now we can say it's normal. Okay, you see it's magnet. We move the magnet under the density sensor. The sensing area space should be about 0.5 millimeter. And if this one broken, the density cam also will be stuck. And lose this screw, remove it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Screw remove. We can change the density motor. After check everything is okay, now we put density motor back. Move the density magnet under the density sensor. This is red position. Now we use straight screwdriver. Push here. Give some space. Match here.
就这样
Match here.
OK
Make 1, 2 pin to red position hole. Like this. We use Allen key 3 number. Close this screw. Turn left. Close screw and don't nut. Now we screw. Now we check back side. Close screw 1, 2. Use cross screwdriver. Turn right to close it. Another seam. Close this one screw again. Close this one screw again. Now it's finished. Then we will make density composition. If one loop is loose, we need to fill up a negative value on density composition so that density motor less step and the loop line will be tighter. In order to show you individual more vivid, I set mark row. Now we skip mark row. Input 105. Okay. Now the macro with the yarn is working. Now in third yarn carriage working, we can find move from left side to right side. Use the first density motor, and the loop line is loose. It's easy to raise up needle. Okay, next one. We can find carriage mode right side from left side use the second density model, and the loop line is tight. It's hardly to raise up the needle. It's harder to raise up the needle. I suppose maybe density problem, so we check density. We can find now we use 8 density. The density value is same. This density same, maybe it's no problem. Maybe system parameters problem. The password is 48. Click here, and we can find this is one system, our use system, and another is our no use system. Our machine is 2 systems, and this array is front density, and this is back density. Now we use this array density. This single one is first density motor, single 2 is second density motor, single 3 is third density motor, single 4 is fourth density motor. Now we modify the single 1 and the single 2 density value. Cause time reason I just do one time. In fact, you need to do many times until loop size even and smooth. The first reason we need to reload the original system parameters because sometimes the system parameters may be out of order, so we need to according the machine serial number, it's file 2 file 620. Then we put USB to here, ESC, file management, parameter import to storage. It named file to file 620. Click system parameter, work parameter, and machine parameter. Okay. Yes. Wait a few seconds to loading system parameters. Okay. Then ESC, shut down machine, and turn off power. Wait for 10 seconds. Then turn on power